Welcome back to Healthy Living for Life. Thanks for staying with us. Sometimes we have the best intentions to eat healthier, but our schedules, time, or even our energy levels get in the way. So we grab something quick, and that usually means an unhealthy choice. Teresa Hicks is still with us. Thank you, Teresa, for joining us.
I'm having a great time, thanks.
Talk to us about that convenient food and what can we do that's quick and easy but still healthy?
Well, some of the foods that are quick and easy are foods like nuts, fruit. There's even some easy prepared meals. Like you can buy lentils in a bag now where you can heat them up in 60 seconds. There's the little canned tuna take and go lunches. So there is a large variety of items you can now take in addition to those just ready-made natural things like nuts and fruit. In fact, I ate that in the car for breakfast as I drove here today.
What about grab and go? So, you're running errands and you're really hungry. Can you choose healthy?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're thinking of a drive-through. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, I'm thinking a drive-through.
Okay,
yeah.
So restaurants now, there's usually a couple items at each restaurant, right? They have that niche that they're going for. And so you can find something typically at each restaurant. There's Wendy's, McDonald's, they've got salads, and some of them are pretty decent looking with some grilled chicken and such on them. Chipotle has some fresh items. They've got the Panda Express with some fresh items. And nowadays that you'll even see that they have the calorie count, et cetera, right there posted. So even if you're trying to go through a drive-through, you can typically find a healthy choice at most restaurants now.
So what about you don't have a lot of time, you get home from work and you need to cook healthy. What could one do to be better prepared so when you come home from work, you are eating healthy, but you're not spending 2 hours at it?
The best way is to be prepared, and for someone like myself, that usually happens on like a Sunday, right? I have to be, when I have the time, I'm gonna cook, so that when I don't have the time, I don't have to. A couple of things that you can do, whenever you cook a meal, if you're able, freeze that other half. It helps cut down on food waste, one, because the leftovers don't always get eaten, but if you freeze the other half of that meal for another meal, that's gonna be eaten. So you have some food in the freezer that are ready to go meals. When you cook some of the staples, like, say maybe you have brown rice or quinoa, cook enough for 2 meals instead of 1. Have things like hard-boiled eggs ready to go. So it's really more preparing and prepping and having things handy, because just plan on having some meals where you won't have time. And what are you going to do? So you're ready for those. You're ready for those times.
So spices, some of us like spices. Mm-hmm. And so are there any that are particularly beneficial for us that we might think about using?
I mean, all spices are great. So herbs and spices, herbs are the leaves of plants. And like I talked about earlier, all plants have these plant chemicals, these antioxidants, these amazing health benefits. They're concentrated little health components that you can add to your food. And then spices are the roots or the seeds or the ground up things of plants, again with these plant compounds. So depending on what food you cook, of course, there's different spices you'll add or different herbs you're going to add, but they all have health benefits and they're different, so that's great. Of course, there's some in the news more than others, like turmeric is in the news a lot. It has anti-inflammatory properties and may have some, things for brain health that might help us keep a healthy cognition as we age. But really, all herbs and spices have different health properties to them. So anytime we add them, we're kind of upping the nutrient value of our food.
We talked a bit about fast food restaurants and drive-thrus. So what if I'm going out for dinner tonight and I want to choose a more healthy option? Give me some advice about that.
Okay. Well, a broth-based soup is always a pretty solid choice, right? So a broth-based soup, if that's on the menu. A salad with a grilled meat, that's a solid menu item. Anything grilled or baked versus deep fried. If it comes with a side of fries, and it always does, you can say, can I get a side salad instead of fries? Or they'll sometimes have steamed vegetables, depending on the restaurant you're going to. And they're used to that substitution. I always get that substitution. No one's ever told me I couldn't get, vegetables or a salad instead of fries. So those are some, easy ones. And obviously, maybe don't go for that soda, but some water, some iced tea instead, yeah.
So some of us have a sweet tooth. So talk to us about choices of sweets. We have to have something after dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's of course natural sweet foods. Yogurt, there's some health benefits. There's also some added sugar, but I count that as dessert in my house. So if we want dessert, yogurt counts for dessert. Fruit is naturally sweet. And then of course if you have, if you're somewhere special, and you are served birthday cake, or you're not going to say no, you can have a small piece of that. That fits into a healthy meal plan, but savor it. Taste every bit of that. How does that, what is the texture? What is the flavor? So that you are satisfied with less. And there's research behind that. That's called mindful eating, intuitive eating, and that helps us be satisfied with less. So it's okay to have the real thing too, but just in moderation.
So in the few seconds we have left, can you talk about portion control and end with that? I remember hearing about all things in moderation, and we are eating too much. So talk about portion control.
Okay. In America, we tend to eat till we're full. And I like to say practice eating till you're no longer hungry. And there's a big difference between no longer hungry and full. And that's something we work on with each meal.
Excellent. Thank you, Teresa, for that great information. And I would like to thank our viewers for tuning in every week. We hope you've enjoyed today's show and learned about your choices for healthier eating. Until next time, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.